The Kansas City T-Bones proudly present T-Bones Baseball on the Air. Members of the American Association of Independent Professional Baseball Clubs and home of fun, well done. The T-Bones Broadcast Network is brought to you by Community America Credit Union, Austin's Trailers and Motorsports, Budweiser, Coca-Cola, Price Chopper, Providence Medical Center, the Kansas Lottery, FlyKCI.com, Roma Bakery, Sheet Metal Local Number 2, and Kissick Construction. Now let's head out to the ballpark for the starting lineups and the first pitch with the voice of the T-Bones, Nathan Moore.
Welcome one and all to the T-Bones Broadcast Network. This is Sam King filling in for Nathan Moore. The T-Bones coming to this matchup against the Laredo Lemurs on this hot Texas night. It's going to be recorded at about 104 around first pitch. The T-Bones coming to today's matchup after picking up the extra innings victory last night. They come in with a record of 23-28 on the season. Laredo comes in at 30-22. The T-Bones are currently 6 games behind the Central Division leader Lincoln Salt Dogs. And last night's victory really didn't do much of a difference on that as Lincoln picked up the victory as well. Elsewhere in the American Association today, Texas is playing at Lincoln. Sioux City is playing at Winnipeg. Gary South Shore at Fargo-Moorhead. Sioux Falls at St. Paul. And Joplin at Wichita. Pitching today for Joplin is a man that we saw earlier in the season last time we came to Laredo. Barrett Laux. That was his very first start with the Lemurs. Laux is a former first-round draft pick, a top 10 pick when he was picked 6th overall by the Arizona Diamondbacks in 2010. Injury concerns forced him to not get signed by the Diamondbacks as he came out of Texas A&M University. First batter he'll face is his former teammate this season at Sugar Land, Tyson Gillies, and Gillies is behind 1-1. Laux came over from the Lemurs from Sugar Land, where he was boasting an 0-3 record, an ERA of 8.01 in 30 1/3 innings pitched. He struck out 40 while walking 25. Tyson Gillies leads off for the second straight day for the T-Bones. The 1-1 pitch finds the zone. He falls behind 1-2. Last night, he went 1 for 5 with the runs scored. He comes in with an average of 143 in 14 appearances. In his young T-Bones debut. Gillies chops the ball foul down the third baseline. He'll do it again at 1-2. Laux has spent time earlier in his career with Texas before he was traded to the Chicago Cubs organization, where he spent 2 seasons in their AAA affiliate in Iowa. During his most recent time in Iowa, he went 0-1 with a 2.38 ERA and 11 1/3 innings pitched, which is 3 starts. He struck out 8 while walking 6 as Gillies goes down looking for the first out. Brett Wiley steps in now, and Brett Wiley has continued his magnificent tear through the American Association. He was named American Association Point Streak Player of the Week last week, and he kept it going last night, going 2 for 5. His multi-hit games are racking up on the season. In the last 10 games, he's batting .571 with a run scored. Pardon me, he's batting .556 in the last 10 games with 8 runs scored, 2 home runs, and 15 RBIs. First pitch to Wiley finds the outer half, and he's behind 0-1. Laux pitches, and Wiley sends it down the third baseline. It's in the corner. Wiley rounds first, and he'll be in there standing at second with a 1-out double. As Brett Wiley, in every game in this series, this being the third game, has picked up a hit in the first inning as he picks up a double to get things started with 1 down. Jake Blackwood finds his way into the box. Last night, Blackwood went 0 for 5. T-Bones still pulled that game out 5-4 thanks to an extra innings walk That scored Anthony Gallus. First pitch to Black was a fastball right at the letters called strike. He falls behind 0-1. That may have been a confusing way of saying that, but the bases were loaded in the top of the 10th inning after Laredo came back in the bottom of the 8th on a 3-run home run thanks to J.D. Pulfer. Kansas City ultimately won that game as they're currently splitting the series with Laredo. Blackwood pops the next pitch up. Phipps will find it in right field and bring it in for the squeeze for the second out. Anthony Gallus, the hero of last night's game, steps in. Gallus went 0 for 2 last night, but he did pick up 2 runs. He comes on now with a runner in scoring position with 2 down. Last time T-Bone saw Barrett Laux was clear back on June 17th. And that was, like I've said, Barrett Laux' first start here in the American Association. That was a 6-2 Laredo win. Laux went 5 innings, giving up 2 runs, 1 earned. He also gave up 8 hits, 1 walk, and 2 strikeouts. First pitch to Gallus is outside, 1-0. Gallus comes into this at-bat, batting .212 with 31 runs scored, which is tied for the team lead. He's also hit 9 home runs, which is the team lead, and 21 RBIs. We have time from the umpires with debris on the field. It wasn't really debris. It was just the rosin bag that rolled off of the mound. Kind of curious to know why that was a big deal. Today's umpires are Jerry Martinez behind the plate, Marty Bauer down the first baseline, and Gilbert Sines, the third base umpire today. Here comes the 2-0 from Laux. And it's a fastball right in the heart. Called strike, 2-1. Kind of curious to know what's going on with the umpires as the 2 field umpires, Marty Bauer and Gilbert Sines, each have their black tops on, the normal gray khakis with the black shirt and black hat on, while Jerry Martinez behind the dish has a blue shirt on. And I'm sure somebody's just as confused as I am about that as Gallus pops the next pitch back off his hands. Phipps tracking it near the line. And Phipps with a beautiful sliding grab for the third out. He covered about 90 feet and slid feet first in foul territory. And they're going to go ahead and call that the play of the game, which means the game is going to be pretty bad from this point on, apparently. But that's the third out as the T-Bones get 1 hit, and they strand him on second as we're still scoreless through half an inning here on the T-Bones Broadcast Network.
It's always good to know that great doctors are close by. In fact, the great doctors of Providence Medical Center are right down the street from the ballpark at 89th and Parallel. Count on Providence when you need 24/7 emergency services, an accredited chest pain center, or specialized orthopedic and sports medicine services. Providence Medical Center is proud to be the official healthcare partner of the T-Bones. Learn more at providencekc.com.
At Community America, we're redefining wealth. It's time to focus on what really fills our lives with meaning, the experiences and relationships that define who we are and what we value. At Community America, what matters to you matters to us. Because when you have financial peace of mind, you can live life to the fullest. Make today wealthy.
I loved when the ice cream truck came around as a kid, the familiar music and the cool treats on a hot summer afternoon.
What's your happy place?
Have a Frosty Treats ice cream truck at your next corporate or private party. FrostyTreats.com.
Welcome back to the T-Bones Broadcast Network as we get things started here in the home half of the first. On the mound for the T-Bones is Jared Messer. Messer has been a consistent force in a rotation that has struggled for the greater part of the year. He originally started the season as the long reliever in the bullpen. He comes in with an overall record of 3-0 with an ERA of 3.50 and 13 appearances, 5 being starts. Like I said, he came out of the bullpen. And 43 and 2/3 innings pitched. He struck out 20 while walking 19. First pitch from Messer is outside, 1-0. He's facing Drew Martinez. Martinez has kind of been everywhere in this series, batting out of the 9-hole at one point. The 2-hole last night where he went 2 for 5, and today leading off in place with Leandro Castro, who's been the leadoff hitter for this entire series. Next pitch is a fastball. That finds the zone and evens the count at 1. Messer comes set and delivers high and 2-1. Around the horn, the T-Bones look like this. At third, Sergio Leon. At short, Vladimir Frias. At second, Brett Wiley. At first, Jake Blackwood. Outfield left to right is Gillies, Massey, and Wheat. And Brian Erie will do the catching for Messer. Drew Martinez fouls it up and out of play, and the count is now even at 2. Drew Martinez comes into this at-bat, batting .303 with 24 RBIs and 27 runs scored. And like I said multiple times, if this was anywhere else in the league, if they didn't have Leandro Castro, Drew Martinez would be an everyday leadoff hitter for any other team. Here comes a 2-2. Martinez chops it to Frias, and Frias will deliver it to Blackwood for the first out with the 6-3 quick put out for Jared Messer. Jared Messer is a type of pitcher that can throw whatever really pitch you want him to pitch. He sticks to 5, the basic 5, the fastball, curve, changeup are his favorite 3, though. Doesn't really have an out pitch. He doesn't go for strikeouts, as illustrated by his 20. He is a ground ball pitcher, which is exactly what is needed here in Laredo. Messer was drafted by the Washington Nationals in the 38th round of the 2012 draft out of Malone College in Canton, Ohio. He ended up opting out and returning back to school and has been with Kansas City in his entire professional career. First pitch to Cesar Valera is outside, 1-0. And he'll take the next pitch and line it out to center field. Massey still tracking it. And it's up and out of here as Cesar Valera launches a solo home run, giving Laredo the early 1-0 lead. That is Cesar Valera's 4th home run of the year, his first against Kansas City this season. Ty Morrison steps in now. Ty Morrison, being a former 4th-round draft pick from the Tampa Bay Rays, had a very big game last night for Laredo, going 2 for 5 with a run scored. Morrison finally gets some time in the field as he was the DH last night. First pitch to Morrison is outside. It finds his own, 0-1. Messer with a smooth delivery gets Morrison to chop it foul down the first baseline, 0-2. Like I was saying about Jared Messer, last season with Kansas City, he went 3-0 with a 3.26 ERA in 2 starts, 35 total appearances. He went 60 2/3 innings, even picking up a save along the way. He struck out 41 while walking 14. The 0-2 to Morrison misses just outside, and the count's now 1-2. In his entire professional career, which is 3 seasons with Kansas City, he goes 11-3 with a 3.96 ERA. He started 12 games, make this his 13th. He's had 1 shutout, 1 complete game along the way, which was last season. As Morrison pops that straight in the air, tailing into foul territory, Gillies finds it and brings it in and hits the ground on a beautiful acrobatic play for the routine, not routine at all actually, I don't know why I said that, second out as the wind is blowing in directly from right field at a very consistent pace. And Tyson Gillies somehow brings the ball in out of the crosswinds. Dennis Phipps steps in now. Last night, Dennis Phipps went 1 for 5, the run scored. First pitch to Phipps is low, 1-0. Phipps, of course, just made the fantastic play to end the previous half inning, running 90 feet and sliding on the line. Here comes the 1-0, and Phipps will line it over the head of Frias at short, and he's on with a 2-out single. Zane Chavez steps into the box now for Laredo. Yesterday, Chavez went 1 for 4. That 1 for 4, it was a double. He was eventually stranded at second. Last time that Jared Messer was here in Laredo, he did not pick up a decision. Brett Zawacki ended up taking the loss in that game, which was clear back on June 17th. and that was a 6-2 Laredo victory. First pitch from Messer on the quick delivery is inside 1-0. Chavez comes into this at bat, batting .255 with 4 home runs and 22 RBIs. Messer checks on the runner at first. He's back standing. Messer checks on Phipps again, and he's back in time. Chavez played for Grand Prairie last season, where he batted .288 with 2 home runs and 41 RBIs. He was drafted in the 19th round of the 2005 draft by the Kansas City Royals. However, he did not sign with the team and chose to play college ball instead. Next pitch to Chavez finds the zone, and the count's now even at 1. He attended Indiana State University, Lindenwood University, and then finally Palomar College. He began his pro career in 2009 in the Can-Am League, where he spent then he finally spent the 2013 and 14 seasons in the Baltimore Orioles organization, reaching Double-A Bowie and batted .282 with them. Messer taking his time and then fires to first to check on Phipps. It's water park day here at the park, and I'm considering going out to left field in some of those inflatables and jumping down into the water. Not many people left their house to attend a Lemur game today, as Phipps runs early, and Jared Messer gets him in a pickle, throws to Blackwood for the 1-3-6. Vladimir Farias chasing him, and then Phipps goes way out of the line, and he is tagged out by Jared Messer, and he is very angry. And that's the third out, as Dennis Phipps, with the complete base-running blunder, is called out. And we are still, and the T-Bones are now trailing 1-0 through 1 here on the T-Bones Broadcast Network.
Country Inn & Suites in Village West is the official hotel of the KC T-Bones. We conveniently share the parking lot with the stadium and offer access to the best shopping and entertainment. Enjoy a comfortable stay with top-notch services and amenities. Start your day off right with our Be Our Guest breakfast. Our exceptional service makes Country Inn & Suites the ideal hotel in KC for anyone traveling for business or pleasure. Stay with us on your next trip and we'll have you saying, I love this country. Book today at countryinns.com/Kansas City KS.
No matter how large or small your digging project may be, no matter how urban or rural, you must always call 811 before any digging project. 811 is our national one-call number, alerting your local utility companies to come out and mark any lines they have near your dig site. So before you do this or this, make sure you do this. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811, brought to you by Common Ground Alliance.
Country Inn & Suites in Village West is the official hotel of the KC T-Bones. We conveniently share the parking lot with the stadium and offer access to the best shopping and entertainment. Enjoy a comfortable stay with top-notch services and amenities. Start your day off right with our Be Our Guest breakfast. Our exceptional service makes Country Inn & Suites the ideal hotel in KC for anyone traveling for business or pleasure. Stay with us on your next trip and we'll have you saying, I love this country. Book today at countryinns.com/Kansas City KS.
Welcome back to the T-Bones Broadcast Network. This is Sam King filling in for Nathan Moore. The T-Bones trail early 1-0 thanks to that solo home run by Cesar Valera in the bottom of the first. We'll see the 5, 6, 7 hitters for Kansas City, Massey, Wheat, and Frias. Tyler Massey will get things started after Brett Wiley doubled in the first and was ultimately stranded. Last night, Tyler Massey went 3 for 4, so he was the MVP of the game for the T-Bones in that winning victory. And that victory, I don't know why I said winning victory. He also scored a run and knocked in a run. First pitch to Massey finds his own 0-1. Massey is a native of Chattanooga, Tennessee. He was drafted in the 12th round by the Colorado Rockies out of Baylor School, which was his high school in Tennessee. Next pitch is high, and the count's now even at 1. Massey spent his entire professional career since 2008 with the Rockies, this being his first year without them. Laux delivers, and Massey lines it just foul down the left field line. It's now 1-2. Last season, he spent time at low A and double A ball in the Rockies organization. Overall, he batted .220 with 1 home run and 24 RBIs. That 1 home run coming in their double A affiliate, New Britain. Here comes the 1-2 from Laux. Breaking ball that rings Massey up looking. That's on the outer half. Massey not happy. He'll walk back to the dugout shaking his head, responsible for the first out. Dalton Wheat steps in now. Wheat had an impressive at-bat last night in the 5th inning, where he went 1 for 3 on the day total, but in the 5th, he hit an RBI triple that scored Massey. First pitch from Laux. Finds his own 0-1. Laredo has an opposite shift on him, with Valera pretty much playing in the grass. Valera is on third, and he is guarding the line. Rondon practically in the grass as the breaking ball is outside, and counts now even at 1. J.D. Pulfer lined up directly behind the second base bag, and Jesus Poso covering the entire right side for the left-handed hitting Dalton Wheat. Here comes the 1-1 from Laux, and it's in the dirt and scooped out by Chavez, 2-1. Laux is an intimidating figure on the mound, coming in at 6'5" and 230 pounds. He is a right-hander, and he was named the Texas League Pitcher of the Year in 2012 with a 14-1 record and a 3.47 ERA as Dalton Wheat fouls it off the scoreboard behind the plate. Counts now even at 2. T-Bones wearing their all-gray road uniforms with the ox blood lettering. Laredo wearing their black tops with the yellow lettering and white pants. The black hats and the gold brim. Here comes the 2-2 to Wheat. And Wheat will go down swinging for the second strikeout of the inning and the second out. That opens the door for Vladimir Frias, who struggled yesterday, going 0 for 4, dropping his average to .204. With that .204 average, Vladimir Frias comes in with 2 home runs and 17 RBIs with 28 runs scored, which is top 5 on the team. He is deadly when he gets on base, as he's tied for the team lead in stolen bases with 10. He is tied with Tyler Massey. First pitch to Frias is a low breaking pitch that Frias just sticks his bat in the zone with and comes up empty, 0-1. Laux comes set and delivers the 0-1, and it's high, and the count is now even at 1. Around the horn, the Lemurs look like this. Valera at third, Rondon at short, Pulfer at second, Poso at first. And the outfield left to right is Morrison, Martinez, and Phipps. Poso getting the start today at first base after coming in late in the game last night and surrendering an error in the bottom of the 10th that proved costly, as it was Anthony Gallus who ended up scoring the game-winning run. 2-1 to Frias. Finds the zone, and the count's not even at 2. He's not happy with that call, but it looked like it was right there. Next pitch is high and above the lettering, and it's now a full count to Vladimir Frias with 2 down. On deck for the T-Bones is number 12, Brian Erie. Frias is the pride of Chipola College in Marianna, Florida, as he comes up swinging, and Barrett Laux strikes out the side and sends the T-Bones obviously down in order. T-Bones trail 1-0 through 1.5 here on the T-Bones Broadcast Network.
No matter how large or small your digging project may be, no matter how urban or rural, you must always call 811 before any digging project. 811 is our national one-call number, alerting your local utility companies to come out and mark any lines they have near your dig site. So before you do this or this, make sure you do this. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811, brought to you by Common Ground Alliance.
It's always good to know that great doctors are close by. In fact, the great doctors of Providence Medical Center are right down the street from the ballpark at 89th and Parallel. Count on Providence when you need 24/7 emergency services, an accredited chest pain center, or specialized orthopedic and sports medicine services. Providence Medical Center is proud to be the official healthcare partner of the T-Bones. Learn more at providencekc.com.
I loved when the ice cream truck came around as a kid, the familiar music and the cool treats on a hot summer afternoon.
What's your happy place?
Have a Frosty Treats ice cream truck at your next corporate or private party. FrostyTreats.com.
Welcome back to the T-Bones Broadcast Network as the T-Bones trail 1-0 as we get things started. Here going in the bottom of the sixth inning, we'll see the 5, 6, and 7 hitters for Laredo: Chavez, Pulfer, and Nieves. Chavez came to bat in the last inning, but his bat proved meaningless as Dennis Phipps was caught stealing. First pitch to Chavez is low, 1-0. Chavez is way back in the box with his back foot practically on the barrier line. He does have an open stance as he's just trying to loft something to right field, and he gets one in on his hands, so he fouls back, and the count's now even at 1. Last night, Zane Chavez went 1 for 4. He is a part of this catcher rotation here in Laredo with Jesus Poso and Zane Chavez doing that. Poso getting the start at first today, so Chavez gets the nod behind the dish. A breaking ball that touches the zone makes the count now 1-2. Sergio Leon will back off and play at regular depth as he was on the grass. Here comes the 1-2 from Messer, and it's lined right back up the middle, and he's on with a leadoff single. That brings up J.D. Pulfer, who was the hero of the game for Laredo last night, going 2 for 5 with the run scored and 3 RBIs. He did those 3 RBIs and a run scored with a big swing in the bottom of the 8th that tied the game at 4. That 3-run home run was Pulfer's 4th of the season. Pulfer comes into that batting .244 with those 4 home runs and 28 RBIs. He's also struck out 36 times. First pitch to Pulfer is grounded to Frias. Frias will start the 6, 4, and 3 routine double play as Kansas City makes Pete Incaviglia and the Laredo Lemurs forget about that leadoff single from Zane Chavez. And with Jared Messer being a ground ball pitcher, we'll see a lot of that this year. But right now we'll see Abel Nieves get the start as he lines up clearing back in the box as well. First pitch from Messer is outside, 1-0. Next pitch is same spot outside, 2-0. Nieves is the regular starter at first base, but I'm sure they're just trying to give him somewhat of a rest today. They can't take his bat out of the lineup. Last night he went 2 for 4 with an RBIs. He's been hot recently. As it's now 3-0 to Nieves. Here comes the 3-0. Needs to be in the zone, and it's not. It's up around neck level and in the middle of the zone, and Nieves will walk. That brings up Jesus Poso, who is getting the start at first today. Poso came on late in the game, recorded an at-bat, and went 0-1. Poso comes in this game batting .248 with 5 home runs and 24 RBIs. First pitch to Poso is called strike. He falls behind early. Poso then lines that back up to the mound. Brett Wiley charges bare hands and throws out the slow-moving Poso. And Poso, it was close. He's not happy, but Brett Wiley with the strong throw recovering after it bounced off the mound and stopped right in front of the second base bag. Brett Wiley scoops it and charges it for the third and final out. As Loomers get one hit, they strand a runner on with no T-Bones errors. T-Bones still trail 1-0 through 2 here on the T-Bones Broadcast Network.
It's always good to know that great doctors are close by. Providence Medical Group has offices in Bonner Springs, Basehor, Tonganoxie, Lansing, Leavenworth, and KCK. That's why we're the go-to community hospital in the region. If you're a T-Bones fan, count on the medical team that takes care of your team. The great doctors of Providence Medical Center, just east of the ballpark at 89th and Parallel. Learn more at providencekc.com.
Heathwood Oil Company was the first independently owned oil company in Kansas City, and they're now one of the oldest continuously family-owned oil companies in the Midwest, featuring Citgo lubricants. With a current bulk storage capacity of over 250,000 gallons, they have the products you need. Let Heathwood and Citgo design a Citgo lubricants program to reduce cost and increase production. Call 913-321-1764 or email sales@heathwoodoil.com. Heathwood and Citgo, your lubrication specialist since 1926.
No matter how large or small your digging project may be, no matter how urban or rural, you must always call 811 before any digging project. 811 is our national one-call number, alerting your local utility companies to come out and mark any lines they have near your dig site. So before you do this or this, make sure you do this. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811, brought to you by Common Ground Alliance.
Welcome back to the T-Bones Broadcast Network. The T-Bones trail 1-0 as we head to the third inning. Barrett Lauk sent the T-Bones down in order last inning, striking out the side, 2 swinging, 1 looking. But now he'll face the 8-9 and 1 hitter for the T-Bones, Erie, Leon, and Gillies. Brian Erie has been hot recently as he finds his way back to the T-Bones, coming over from the Can American League. In his last 10 games, he's batting .417. Granted, he's only played in 8. So he fouls one out of play, now 0-1. In his last 5 games, he's batting .538 with 4 RBIs. Next pitch is outside, and the count's now even to Erie. On the season, Brian Erie is batting .311 with 6 RBIs and 3 runs scored. Breaking ball from Laux, skips across the plate. The count now goes 2-1. Here comes the 2-1, and Erie lines it up the middle. And Martinez will bring it in after covering a lot of ground for what, for him, I'm sure, is the routine first out. That opens the door for Sergio Leon. Leon went 1 for 4 in yesterday's action. He was eventually replaced by Starlin Rodriguez in the 10th inning. First pitch to Leon is way inside, 1-0. Laux comes set and fires home, and Leon comes up swinging and comes up empty. The 23-year-old played his college ball at Marshall University and made his professional debut last season for Kansas City. He batted .229 and 105 at-bats with 8 RBIs. The 1-1, and Leon bloops it to right where Dennis Phipps is waiting for it and brings it in for the quick second out. As Barrett Laux looks as good as advertised coming into this start. Laux came into today with a 2-1 record and ERA of 1.74 in his 5 starts, which comes out to 31 innings. He struck out 29 while walking only 50, and he already has 4 today, pushing that number to 33. First pitch to Gillies, and Gillies fouls it off 0-1. If anybody's going to know how Laux pitches better than anybody, it's going to be Tyson Gillies, as these two spent the first half of the season together in the Atlantic League, playing for Sugarland. John Mazzarelli is still looking for that reliable leadoff hitter that Laredo is also looking for, and hopefully Gillies is that, as Gillies just lined a shot off of Laux. Laux can't recover in time, and Tyson Gillies picks up the 2-out single. Not truly sure where that hit Laux. Looks like it might have hit him in his non-pitching arm. Threw him in a whirl. That is where it hit him, and he's talking to the trainer. I think they're trying to decide if he's fine. He seems to be shaking it off fine. As the conversation continues, Laux pushes the trainer and Pete Incavilio away, not literally, and he'll stay in the game. Tyson Gillies will be on first for Kansas City for the hot swinging Brett Wiley. Brett Wiley already hit a double in the first inning. As Wiley is starting a brand new hit streak of his own, extending it to 4 games. He had a 9-game hitting streak, before this. That was interrupted on Friday against Sioux City at Community America Ballpark. First pitch to Wiley is low, 1-0. Tyson Gillies gets a large lead, and Chavez pops up but doesn't throw, 1-0 count. Gillies is a threat to run, and they might have something working here with 2 down. Laux checks on Gillies, as I'm sure he's thinking the same thing. Gillies dives back safely. Laux fires home, and it's high above Wiley's head, but in the middle of the zone. 2-0 count. Brett Wiley may be the batter to walk, as he's the hottest batter in the American Association. Right now, this would be a huge moment for him to pick up a game-tying RBI, and he fouls the next pitch back, 2-1. Like I've said multiple times here in Laredo, with the wind blowing directly in from right field and kind of towards a tilt to left field, but it's mostly straight right to third base. The right fielder lines up parallel, so I need to go back to junior high and learn the difference, with the second base bag about 90 feet from the line. The next pitch is a fastball that finds the middle part of the zone, and now the count is 2-2. If he can get one down the line, like Kansas City did twice last night in 1 inning from Tyler Massey and Dalton Wheat, they ended up scoring a run from that with 2 extra base hits. If he can do that, Gillies can score from first, and Wiley has enough speed to maybe reach that into a triple. Here comes the 2-2, and it's outside, and that'll draw the count full. On deck for Kansas City is number 10, Jake Blackwood. Wiley, of course, a former farmhand for the St. Louis Cardinals. It went 3 for 4 in the first game, and 2 for 5 as Gillies runs. Wiley sends it down the third baseline. Valera, strong throw, diving grab, gets him. And Brett Wiley is called out on a fantastic play from Cesar Valera. So he dove out of fair territory, and then the strong throw, Manny Machado-esque, nabs him. And Kansas City still trails 1-0 through 2.5 here on the T-Bones Broadcast Network.
Country Inn and Suites in Village West is the official hotel of the KC T-Bones. We conveniently share the parking lot with the stadium and offer access to the best shopping and entertainment. Enjoy a comfortable stay with top-notch services and amenities. Start your day off right with our Be Our Guest breakfast. Our exceptional service makes Country Inn and Suites the ideal hotel in KC for anyone traveling for business or pleasure. Stay with us on your next trip and we'll have you saying, I love this country. Book today at countryinns.com/Kansas City KS.
It's always good to know that great doctors are close by. In fact, the great doctors of Providence Medical Center are right down the street from the ballpark at 89th and Parallel. Count on Providence when you need 24/7 emergency services, an accredited chest pain center, or specialized orthopedic and sports medicine services. Providence Medical Center is proud to be the official healthcare partner of the T-Bones. Learn more at providencekc.com.
Well, welcome back to the T-Bones Broadcast Network. It's the T-Bones Trail 1-0 as we get set to begin the home half of the third. We'll see the 9, 1, and 2 hitters for Laredo, Rondon, Martinez, and Valera. T-Bones got a hit with 2 outs last half inning from Tyson Gillies. He was ultimately stranded at first. That's only thanks to Laredo defense as Cesar Valera made a diving stop at third, then fired to first to record the out against Brett Wiley, something that not many teams have been able to do this season. First pitch to Rondon is outside, 1-0. Rondon takes the next pitch and grounds softly to Wiley, and Wiley makes a routine with the 4-3 putout. Top of the lineup now, Drew Martinez. Martinez is 0 for 1 so far in this game after grounding out to short in the first inning. First pitch is a questionable call, but it's 1-0. A 1-0 is way inside. Martinez backed off the plate. 2-0. Jared Messer may be trailing 1-0 here, but he's done a fine job commanding the strike zone so far in this early game. And working quickly. Granted, that one was outside as well. 3-0. The 3-0 pitch finds his own. Martinez showed no desire to swing at that, as the bat was just lazily resting on his shoulder, like it would if it was a pitch out. Martinez then lofts the ball to center field, and Tyson Gillies comes up with a diving grab. He called off Massey and dove headfirst for the beautiful grab as we've seen. Some beautiful plays on defense from either team today. Tyson Gillies with the sports-centered nominee play, if we could make it a nomination, as he went headfirst, diving fully extended, makes the grab, and Cesar Valera comes up now. Valera making a beautiful diving stop last half inning. First pitch from Messer's way inside, backs him off, 1-0. Valera, of course, hit the solo home run in the first inning. That is the difference to this point as the T-Bones trail 1-0. Next pitch finds the outer half, and the count is now even at 1. 1-1 from Messer. Fools Valera on the breaking pitch. Valera was guessing something else. And he swung for that, and he's behind 1-2. One-two to Valera is lined hard to Wiley. Wiley scoops it up like it's nothing. And Jared Messer sends the Lemurs down in order. T-Bones still trail 1-0 through 3 here on the T-Bones Broadcast Network.
At Community America, we're redefining wealth. It's time to focus on what really fills our lives with meaning. The experiences and relationships that define who we are and what we value. At Community America, what matters to you matters to us. Because when you have financial peace of mind, you can live life to the fullest. Make today wealthy.
No matter how large or small your digging project may be, no matter how urban or rural, you must always call 811 before any digging project. 811 is our national one-call number, alerting your local utility companies to come out and mark any lines they have near your dig site. So before you do this or this, make sure you do this. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811, brought to you by Common Ground Alliance.
Country Inn & Suites in Village West is the official hotel of the KC T-Bones. We conveniently share the parking lot with the stadium and offer access to the best shopping and entertainment. Enjoy a comfortable stay with top-notch services and amenities. Start your day off right with our Be Our Guest breakfast. Our exceptional service makes Country Inn & Suites the ideal hotel in KC for anyone traveling for business or pleasure. Stay with us on your next trip and we'll have you saying, I love this country. Book today at countryinns.com/Kansas City KS.
Welcome back to the T-Bones Broadcast Network. This is Sam King filling in for Nathan Moore. T-Bones trail 1-0 as we get set to begin the fourth inning. Sun beginning to set here at Unitrade Stadium in Laredo, Texas. The crowd more thin than ever. So if I had to make a guess, I would say maybe 150. Apparently I was way off. Last night I guessed about 250. And it came out to over 500. And I'm still not really believing that. First pitch to Blackwood. Finds his zone 0-1. Blackwood, of course, flew out to right field in the first. I was talking to other people in this organization, and they didn't believe that there was 500 people here either. So we have to draw into question where they got their attendance number from. The 0-1 from Blackwood is fouled back, and now the count's 0-2. Kansas City fans still doing a magnificent job attending games at Community America Ballpark. As we're second in total attendance. So we've seen 117,345 fans at the 27 home games this season. I'd like to say this from everybody in the organization, but thank you for coming out and supporting the team. Blackwood is now behind 1-2. Here comes the 1-2 from Laux. And it skips before it touches the plate. And the count is now even at 2. Jake Blackwood is someone that you are forced to pitch around, as he has been proven to be a deadly hitter in this league. He's still got a lot left in the tank, as he currently leads the T-Bones in RBIs with 37. Next pitch is outside, and the count is now even at 2. Here comes the deuce pitch. And it's low, and that'll walk Blackwood, as Jake Blackwood works back from an 0-2 count to walk to lead things off here in the fourth. That is the first walk ordered by Barrett Laux today. And that opens the door for the powerful Anthony Gallus, who is getting ready to erupt. Gallus was, of course, robbed of a hit in the first inning by a sliding grab from Dennis Phipps. First pitch from Laux. Finds the outer half. First pitch strike to Gallus. Laux fires home again. Same spot. And Gallus is behind 0-2. Of course, Jake Blackwood fell behind 0-2 in the last at-bat and then worked his way back to a walk. So he's currently getting a lead at first. Gallus comes up swinging and just barely fouls it off. And the count will remain 0-2. A pitch that was in the dirt. Defensive swing from Gallus. He just gets enough of it to stay alive. Here comes the 0-2, and it's high to Gallus, 1-2. I don't expect the next pitch with the 1-2 count to be anywhere near the zone, as Gallus has proven time and time again that if you put anything near him, there's a serious shot that the ball will be left out of the park. So he leads the T-Bones in home runs with 9. Here comes the 1-2, and Gallus fouls it back and stays alive at 1-2. It wasn't near the zone, but the defensive-minded Gallus, which you have to be in this sense, where you're this far behind in the count, fouled it back. One, two, and Gallus lines it down the left field line, and just called foul, as that ball could have gone either way, and it was absolutely roped down the left field line, but ultimately called foul. Alex comes set again. Here comes the 1-2, and it's low as Gallus has worked his way to an even count at 2. Gallus has been walked the most on the team with 26 walks this season. Here comes the 2-2 from Laux, and it's high above the letters. And the count is now full to Gallus. Second straight at-bat that a T-Bones batter has worked his way from 0-2 to full, as Jake Blackwood just did it, and he's still currently on first with no one out. Here comes the payoff pitch from Laux, and Gallus fouls it back to stay alive at the count full. On deck for Kansas City is number 3, Tyler Massey. Laux checks on Blackwood at first and comes set. Blackwood running, and Gallus fouls it back. Count still full as the T-Bones are trying to work with a hit and run here. Gallus seeing a lot of pitches here. And that's the one thing. If you're a pitcher, you do not want to see a power hitter seeing a lot of pitches against you, because now he knows what's coming. Payoff pitch once again on its way. And Gallus grounds it softly. Valera ranges to his left and starts the 5-4-3 double play. Anthony Gallus disagrees. But the T-Bones round into a double play and take away that leadoff walk from Jake Blackwood. And now Tyler Massey works his way into the box. Massey is 0 for 1. He is a part of that second inning when the T-Bones were sent down in order with 3 strikeouts from Barrett Laux. First pitch from Laux, and it's outside, 1-0. It's not often you see a top 10 draft pick finding his way to the American Association, and Barrett Laux showing everybody in the league just why he is. Here comes the 1-0, and it's a breaking curve. Finds the zone at the count even at 1. 1-1 from Massey is lined out to left field, where Morrison will bring it in for the routine third out. T-Bones go down in order. They get one on, but the double play from Gallus takes it away. T-Bones still trail 1-0 through 3.5 here on the T-Bones Broadcast Network.
At Community America, we're redefining wealth. It's time to focus on what really fills our lives with meaning. The experiences and relationships that define who we are and what we value. At Community America, what matters to you matters to us. Because when you have financial peace of mind, you can live life to the fullest. Make today wealthy.
No matter how large or small your digging project may be, no matter how urban or rural, you must always call 811 before any digging project. 811 is our national one-call number, alerting your local utility companies to come out and mark any lines they have near your dig site. So before you do this or this, make sure you do this. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811, brought to you by Common Ground Alliance.
I loved when the ice cream truck came around as a kid, the familiar music and the cool treats on a hot summer afternoon.
What's your happy place?
Have a Frosty Treats ice cream truck at your next corporate or private party. FrostyTreats.com.
Welcome back to the T-Bones Broadcast Network. The T-Bones trail 1-0 as we get set to begin the bottom of the fourth. We'll see the heart of the lineup, 3, 4, and 5 for Laredo: Morrison, Phipps, and Chavez. Ty Morrison flew out to left field in the first. Low pitch from Messer. Count's now 1-0. Pitch in the dirt, in and out of Erie's glove, and the count is now 2-0. Messer comes out the 2-0 count and finally throws the strike. It's now 2-1 to Morrison. Morrison, of course, being a former fourth-round draft pick by the Tampa Bay Rays, as Messer delivers, and Morrison misses on the swing with the count now 2-2, as Jared Messer tosses that 77-mile-an-hour curveball and fools him. Here comes the 2-2, and Morrison chops it foul down the first baseline. Messer delivers, and Morrison chops it foul into the Laredo dugout. And we'll stay here even at 2. Next pitch is outside, and the count is now full for the Lemurs. On deck for Laredo is number 55, Dennis Phipps. Here comes the payoff pitch, and Morrison lines it foul down the third baseline. Will remain full. Morrison finally puts one in play and grounds it hard to Sergio Leon, and Leon to the wild throw to first. Blackwood still handles it for the first out. So that long at bat from Ty Morrison. We'll see Dennis Phipps come to the plate. Phipps singled in the first. and then had a mind blunder with poor base running, which is part of what plagued him in the major leagues, as he took off running before, as soon as Jared Messer came into the, came set, Dennis Phipps took off running. First pitch to Phipps. Phipps goes way low for it, but fouls it off 0-1. That turned into a 1-3-6-1 caught stealing. As Phipps steps in, something didn't seem right, and he steps out again. And Brian here, he just stares at him. To exchange words, we're back to baseball. The 0-1, Phipps lines it up the middle. Wiley ranges over and then fires it to Blackwood for the quick second out. Zane Chavez comes on now. First pitch from Messer is high, 1-0. Chavez singled in the first, but was ultimately sent out on the 6-4-3 double play on the next at bat from J.D. Pulver. Next pitch from Messer is down around the knees, called ball, 2-0. And Zane Chavez fouls it off, 2-1. Against right-handed pitchers this season, Zane Chavez is batting .254. As the very next pitch is sent out to right field, Wheat tracking it and brings it in on the warning track. For the third out is for the second straight inning. Jared Messer sends the Lemurs down in order. T-Bones still trail 1-0 through 4 here on the T-Bones broadcast. Now,
it's always good to know that great doctors are close by. In fact, the great doctors of Providence Medical Center are right down the street from the ballpark at 89th and Parallel. Count on Providence when you need 24/7 emergency services, an accredited chest pain center, or specialized orthopedic and sports medicine services. Providence Medical Center is proud to be the official healthcare partner of the T-Bones. Learn more at providencekc.com.
At Community America, we're redefining wealth. It's time to focus on what really fills our lives with meaning. The experiences and relationships that define who we are and what we value. At Community America, what matters to you matters to us. Because when you have financial peace of mind, you can live life to the fullest. Make today wealthy.
I loved when the ice cream truck came around as a kid, the familiar music and the cool treats on a hot summer afternoon.
What's your happy place?
Have a Frosty Treats ice cream truck at your next corporate or private party. FrostyTreats.com.
No matter how large or small your digging project may be, no matter how urban or rural, you must always call 811 before any digging project. 811 is our national one-call number, alerting your local utility companies to come out and mark any lines they have near your dig site. So before you do this or this, make sure you do this. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811, brought to you by Common Ground Alliance.
I loved when the ice cream truck came around as a kid, the familiar music and the cool treats on a hot summer afternoon.
What's your happy place?
Have a Frosty Treats ice cream truck at your next corporate or private party. FrostyTreats.com.
welcome back to the T-Bones Broadcast Network. Dalton Wheat leads things off. Pops the ball a mile in the air, and Martinez will bring it in for the very, very fast first out. Not sure if it's always a treat, or I guess treat is a completely wrong word. I don't know if it's ever a good thing. If a team goes up there hacking at the very first pitch, or if it's a bad thing as they go up there guessing. Good thing it'd be they might know. Bad thing, they might be guessing. Guess we'll see here with Vladimir Frias as he comes on. First pitch is low and unhittable. 1-0. Frias takes the next pitch and fouls it barely down the first baseline. Counts now even here at 1. One. Frias just bunt. Puts it in the air, then foul. So he's just trying to get the Laredo defense off balance. He would have there with a perfect bunt, but it's now 1-2. Frias then lines that past his second baseman, and he's on with a 1-out single. His first hit of this road trip. Brian Erie comes on now. Erie flew out to center field. He's 0 for 1 today. Brian Erie and Brett Wiley, of course, being housemates since Erie was recently acquired. And what a powerhouse of a house. Not entirely sure who the host family is for them. But these two men must be getting fed Wheaties, as they've been the hottest hitters for the T-Bones. As Alvaro Rondon tries to grab the line drive, and it comes out of his glove. Vladimir Frias rounds second, and then now be runners on the corners with 1 down. As that would have been a beautiful play from Rondon, but it pops in and out of his glove. Brian Erie will get credited with the single. Opening the door for Sergio Leon with runners on the corner and 1 out. Leon has had 6 at-bats. As the throwdown down to second, as they just tried to get Frias to score, they throw to third, and the ball bounces off of Frias' head, and he is still down. And this may not be, this is a very bad sign, as Frias has not moved since that ball hit off his head. Laying on his stomach right next to the bag. They tried to score with the base running. Frias still down. John Mazzarelli watching him. Trainer Troy leaning over and trying to figure out what is wrong with him. I hate to speculate what's going on, but it's not looking good here in Laredo. Vladimir Frias, of course, is a very important piece of the T-Bones organization for the past 2 years. Finally see some movement from him as he starts to get up with assistance from the trainer. He stays squatting down. He looks like he is in some obvious pain as Pete Incaviglia rounds up his troops on the mound. Frias gets up. The trainer will put him through concussion testing as that ball was absolutely lasered off of his head. After all this, there'll be a runner on second and third as Frias was back safely. It appears Frias will stay out there. And we'll get back to baseball. Dave Schaub still talking to Frias as Frias looks all sorts of dazed out there. It'd be a 1-0 count to Leon when we resume play. And from watching Frias and Valera talk, it looks like it bounced off the back of Frias' head on a straight laser as the infield plays in with runners on second and third. Sergio Leon has had 6 at-bats with runners in scoring positions, come up hitless all year. Here comes the 1-0. Frias with a big secondary lead, but the inside pitch on Leon nearly hits him. Can't pull it back in time and fouls it off. 1-1. As Leon came up gimpy on that, but he'll just jump right back into the box. Dave Schaub telling Frias to loosen his spot. Diving grab by Rondon, fires home. Frias doesn't put up much of a fight. And he's tagged out 5 feet in front of the home plate for the second out. Strong throw from Rondon, grabs him. Like I've said, he's had many great defensive plays in this game. As Sergio Leon reaches on the fielder's choice. Brian Erie will advance to third, and still runners on the corner. But with 2 down for Tyson Gillies. Gillies is 1 for 2 today with a single. Last time we saw him in the third. Gillies has had 3 at-bats with runners in scoring position this year and has come up hitless. First pitch to Gillies is low, 1-0. Laux is the type of pitcher you want to chase out of the game early. The T-Bone's doing a fine job seeing plenty of pitches as he's currently sitting at 71 with 2 down in the fifth, pardon me. Comes the 1-0, it's high. Check to see if Gillies goes. He obviously didn't. 2-0. The bat barely left his shoulder, and they fire down like they thought he went. Thankfully, Gilbert Signs says he doesn't, or else there might have been some barking, not only from the T-Bone's dugout, but from the press box. Here comes the 2-0 from Laux. That's a breaking pitch that buckles the knees of Gillies. 2-1. 74-mile-an-hour curve. Couple that with Laux's ability to touch mid-90s on his fastball, and you're talking something lethal. Two-one from Laux is low and blocked by Chavez, saving a run. 3-1 count now to Gillies as he has the pitch to play with. Laux gets the sign he wants. The 3-1 is high, and Gillies walks to load the bases. I think maybe my favorite part of Tyson Gillies is that when he gets walked, or in the sense of when he got hit by a pitch yesterday in the first inning, He full out sprints down the first baseline. And if that's not what a coach wants to see, then I guess I don't know anything. That's a young man that just wants to get on base, and he loves it, so he hustles to go touch the bag. That opens the door for the most dangerous hitter in the American Association, Brett Wiley, with 2 down and the bases loaded. Wiley has had 7 at-bats with the bases loaded this year. He's batting .429 with the bases loaded with 7 RBIs. He sees the first pitch and sends it out to left field, tailing out of play, and it just does into the T-Bones dugout. It'll be 0-1, as that ball had no shot of going out. It had a bigger shot of being caught, and thankfully it went out of play, as we give Wiley another shot. As if he pulls it, left-handed Wiley pulls it down the right field line, then it's not going out here in Laredo. I don't know if any balls this season have been hit into the right field grassy knoll / bullpen for a home run, but I highly doubt it, as every day the wind blows directly in from right field. Wiley would have to hit an oppo homer for the grand slam. Right now he's just focusing on getting at least 1 run in. T-Bones squandered a bases loaded opportunity in the bottom of the 10th. They did score 1 with walking around home. Then they stranded the bases loaded as the very next batter. It's a huge moment in the game as they trail 1-0. The 0-1 from Laux is fired home, and Wiley sends it right back up the middle, but Martinez will not have to wait for it as the T-Bones leave the bases loaded and trail 1-0 through 4.5 here on the T-Bones Broadcast Network.
It's always good to know that great doctors are close by. In fact, the great doctors of Providence Medical Center are right down the street from the ballpark at 89th and Parallel. Count on Providence when you need 24/7 emergency services, an accredited chest pain center, or specialized orthopedic and sports medicine services. Providence Medical Center is proud to be the official healthcare partner of the T-Bones. Learn more at providencekc.com.
At Community America, we're redefining wealth. It's time to focus on what really fills our lives with meaning. The experiences and relationships that define who we are and what we value. At Community America, what matters to you matters to us. Because when you have financial peace of mind, you can live life to the fullest. Make today wealthy.
I loved when the ice cream truck came around as a kid, the familiar music and the cool treats on a hot summer afternoon.
What's your happy place?
Have a Frosty Treats ice cream truck at your next corporate or private party. FrostyTreats.com.
At Community America, we're redefining wealth. It's time to focus on what really fills our lives with meaning. The experiences and relationships that define who we are and what we value. At Community America, what matters to you matters to us. Because when you have financial peace of mind, you can live life to the fullest. Make today wealthy.
Welcome back to the T-Bones Broadcast Network. This is Sam King filling in for Nathan Moore. The T-Bones squandered a bases-loaded opportunity in the top half of the 5th. We get set to begin the bottom of the 5th. We'll see the 6, 7, 8 hitters for Laredo, Pulford, Nieves, and Poso. First pitch to Pulford. He's already stepping out of the box. Is outside, 1-0. Pitch is one that Pulford goes low for and fouls it down the third baseline. Counts now even at 1. Messer delivers home, and Pulford pops it up in the air. Frias finds it in the Laredo sky and squeezes it for the first out. Abel Nieves steps in. Nieves, of course, walked in the second, but was stranded at first. Nieves had a big day yesterday, going 2 for 4, picking up an RBI as well. First pitch, Nieves finds the bottom half, 0-1. The 0-1 pitch from Messer, make it 0-2. Sits in the exact same spot with his 89-mile-an-hour fastball. The 0-2 is the same spot, just slightly more outside. Messer is doing a fine job painting the corners today. Counts now 1-2. And on that pitch, he climbs the elevator way high. We're now even at 2. Messer puts that one in the dirt, and now the count is full. On deck for Laredo is number 32, Jesus Pozo. Nieves fouls it back, and we'll stay here full. Jared Messer doing a great job limiting his pitches today, as he's currently at 61 with 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th. Messer stutters and comes forward, and it's just low. And Nieves walks, his second walk of the game. In a situation similar to this one, Jesus Pandaposo came up and grounded out to end the inning. Jesus Pandaposo, batting .248 on this season. First pitch to Poso finds his own 0-1. Fouls the next pitch back. He's behind 0-2. Unitrade Stadium was originally built in 2012, and it's ever since has become home to the Laredo Lemurs. The capacity is 6,000. I'm sure they've only seen that capacity crowd just a handful of times here. So next pitch in the dirt. Nice block by Erie, 1-2. As this season, they're currently second to last, averaging 901 fans per night. They put out a great team every year, as illustrated by last season's American Association Championship team. 1-2, and Poso comes up empty on a swing. That was even with the letters for the second out. Jared Messer isn't the type of pitcher that's going to strike out many, but I'm sure he's more than happy when he does, as that was his first strikeout of the game. Alvaro Rondon steps in now. Rondon grounded out, and his only other at-bat in the third inning. Rondon steps out, try to get in ahead of Messer. Messer works quickly, and I love every second of it, as that first pitch is on the inner half. 0-1. Rondon pushed his hips back to get out of the way. Not sure if that was just to fool the umpire, if that pitch was way inside and we got the call. But we'll take it either way. Next pitch is low, and the count is now even at 1. Jared Messer has pitched to Brian Erie during their time in Kansas City. Of course, Jared Messer spending his 3 professional seasons here in Kansas City, as the next pitch is inside again. Called strike, 1-2. Rondon very not happy as he steps out just to hold himself from saying something to the umpire. Brian Erie has spent 3 seasons in Kansas City, the same 3 seasons that Jared Messer has. 2014, 2015, 2016. Before that, he spent his first 2 professional seasons in Lake Erie in the Frontier League, with John Mazzarelli. And Rondon goes down swinging as Jared Messer strikes out the final two batters, giving up a walk, but stranding him on base as the T-Bones still trail 1-0 through 5 here on the T-Bones Broadcast Network.
It's always good to know that great doctors are close by. In fact, the great doctors of Providence Medical Center are right down the street from the ballpark at 89th and Parallel. Count on Providence when you need 24/7 emergency services, an accredited chest pain center, or specialized orthopedic and sports medicine services. Providence Medical Center is proud to be the official healthcare partner of the T-Bones. Learn more at providencekc.com.
At Community America, we're redefining wealth. It's time to focus on what really fills our lives with meaning. The experiences and relationships that define who we are and what we value. At Community America, what matters to you matters to us. Because when you have financial peace of mind, you can live life to the fullest. Make today wealthy.
I loved when the ice cream truck came around as a kid, the familiar music and the cool treats on a hot summer afternoon.
What's your happy place?
Have a Frosty Treats ice cream truck at your next corporate or private party. FrostyTreats.com.
Welcome back to the T-Bones Broadcast Network. This is Sam King filling in for Nathan Moore. T-Bones still trail 1-0 as we get set to begin the sixth. Jake Blackwood will get things started here for us. Blackwood walked last time up in the fourth. And it's part of the 5-4-3 double play that Anthony Gallus grounded into the next at bat. First pitch to Blackwood. Finds the outer half, and he's behind with the first pitch strike. Gallus, not Blackwood, pardon me. So I'm way ahead of myself. Is 0-1 today with that walk. The 0-1, Blackwood sends it out to center field. Drew Martinez tracking it. But it'll drop in front of him as Jake Blackwood picks up the single. Jake Blackwood leads off the sixth inning with the single that could have been grabbed, in my opinion. Of course, I'm up here. Martinez is down there. He's going to have the better look at it. Anthony Gallus comes up now. Gallus has struggled so far on this trip. He is 0 for 2 today. After grounding into that double play in the fourth. First pitch to Gallus is way inside. He gets out of the way in time, 1-0. I guess it would be unfair to say that Gallus has struggled this entire series. Yesterday he did go 0 for 2, but he did score 2 runs in that 5-4 T-Bones victory, including the go-ahead run in the top of the 10th. The 1-0 is fouled off by Gallus. I think we're now even at 1. One shatters his bat, sends it out to shortstop, as well as the ball, and grounds into a 6-3 double play, his second double play of the game. Have to think, though, if his bat would have stayed intact, that ball was absolutely hammered. Would have left the infield, but it does not. It'll go down as a 6-3 double play. Tyler Massey steps in now. Massey is 0 for 2 today with a strikeout as they try to get all pieces of Gallus's bat off the field. The barrel of the bat went about as far as the ball did, clear out to shortstop. First pitch to Massey is right in the sweet spot. Bat doesn't leave Massey's shoulder, 0-1. Next pitch finds the bottom half, and he's behind 0-2 as Laux can now play with him like a cat would his prey. The 0-2 bounces across the plate. Now it's 1-2. Massey looked to play aggressive on that pitch. Almost swung at it, but checks the swing in time. One-two from Laux is outside, and now we're even at 2. As Laux has gotten the T-Bones batters behind 0-2 on numerous occasions today. On 2 of those occasions, he surrendered a walk. 2-2. Gets Massey swinging. He thought he fouled it off. Still goes into the catcher's glove. The T-Bones go down in order as they trail 1-0. And we'll head to the home half of the 6th here on the T-Bones Broadcast Network.
No matter how large or small your digging project may be, no matter how urban or rural, you must always call 811 before any digging project. 811 is our national one-call number, alerting your local utility companies to come out and mark any lines they have near your dig site. So before you do this or this, make sure you do this. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811, brought to you by Common Ground Alliance.
It's always good to know that great doctors are close by. In fact, the great doctors of Providence Medical Center are right down the street from the ballpark at 89th and Parallel. Count on Providence when you need 24/7 emergency services, an accredited chest pain center, or specialized orthopedic and sports medicine services. Providence Medical Center is proud to be the official healthcare partner of the T-Bones. Learn more at providencekc.com.
Heathwood Oil Company was the first independently owned oil company in Kansas City, and they're now one of the oldest continuously family-owned oil companies in the Midwest, featuring Citgo lubricants. With a current bulk storage capacity of over 250,000 gallons, they have the products you need. Let Heathwood and Citgo design a Citgo lubricants program to reduce costs and increase production. Call 913-321-1764 or email sales@heathwoodoil.com. Heathwood and Citgo, your lubrication specialist since 1926.
Welcome back to the T-Bones Broadcast Network. See the top of the lineup for Laredo. 1-2-3 hitters as Drew Martinez gets things started. Martinez is 0 for 2 today out of the leadoff hole. First pitch is a changeup that touches the zone. No one now from Messer. Martinez sends the next pitch out to center. But Tyson Gillies will take it on his second spectacular play as he comes up sliding and robs Drew Martinez of a hit for the second time today. As Tyson Gillies proving that he's the better defensive leadoff hitter in this game. His second beautiful web gem today. And now Cesar Valera comes on now. Valera is 1 for 2. He is the difference maker in today's game with his solo home run in the first. First pitch to Valera. He sends it out to right. That'll drop in front of Wheat. And now he's on with a 1-out single. He rounds first aggressively and is retreated back with Wheat getting the ball in quickly. Ty Morrison comes on now. Morrison is 0 for 2. But has hit the ball hard all day. First pitch to Morrison as Valera runs. Not sure Erie even saw him. With no throw, he didn't even come out of his stance that quickly. So I think it shocked him. Valera slid into second. I think he might have been trying to take out Vladimir Frias as he slid like 6 inches in front of the bag. Luckily, nobody got hurt. 1-0 count to Morrison. Morrison lines that shot to left field, but it's going to be out of play and into the T-Bones bullpen down the left field line. We're even now at 1. That stolen base by Valera was his second of the season, as he's still been caught more than he's stolen this year with 3 caught stealings and 2 stolen bases. The 1-1 misses somewhere, not truly sure where, 2-1. A 2-1. Breaking ball fools Morrison, and he swings that one in the dirt, and now the count is even at 2. Here comes the deuce. And Morrison chops it to Frias at short. Frias charges it and fires it to first for the second out. The runner does advance to third, but the sacrifice is no longer in order for Dennis Phipps, who would be the man you want up in a sacrifice situation. But like I said, it's out of order with 2 down, and Phipps, who is 1 for 2 today, will have to get a base hit to score the run. Phipps singled, clear back in the first, but a base-running blunder ruled him out as he took off running before Jared Messer was even come set. First pitch to the former big leaguer is fouled back, 0-1. Say former big leaguer, as Phipps has 9 professional major league at-bats. The 0-1 for Messer, delivered home, and just barely misses outside, and now we're even at 1. A ball squirted out of Jared Messer's glove as he went for the rosin bag. He kept a close eye on Valera, and Valera kept a close eye on him. So I'm sure it went through Valera's head just maybe once to go home. He stays at third. 1-1 count to Phipps. Messer with a quick delivery home, puts one in the dirt, but it's snagged by Erie. 2-1, so Erie may have just saved a run. Phipps grounds softly to Frias at short. Tries to beat it out, but Frias with the better arm picks up his second assist in the inning. Then the Lemurs get 1 hit. They strand that runner on third, and we're still trailing here at 1 by 1 as we head to the 7th inning here on the T-Bones Broadcast Network.
It's always good to know that great doctors are close by. In fact, the great doctors of Providence Medical Center are right down the street from the ballpark at 89th and Parallel. Count on Providence when you need 24/7 emergency services, an accredited chest pain center, or specialized orthopedic and sports medicine services. Providence Medical Center is proud to be the official healthcare partner of the T-Bones. Learn more at providencekc.com.
At Community America, we're redefining wealth. It's time to focus on what really fills our lives with meaning. The experiences and relationships that define who we are and what we value. At Community America, what matters to you matters to us. Because when you have financial peace of mind, you can live life to the fullest. Make today wealthy.
I loved when the ice cream truck came around as a kid, the familiar music and the cool treats on a hot summer afternoon.
What's your happy place?
Have a Frosty Treats ice cream truck at your next corporate or private party. FrostyTreats.com.
Welcome back to the T-Bones Broadcast Network. Barrett Lauk still out there for Laredo, and rightfully so, as he's thrown 6 shutout innings so far. But he'll face the 6, 7, 8 hitters for the T-Bones. Massey, Wheat, and Frias. Massey, Wheat, pardon me, I'm way off. Not truly sure where my mind is right now. It'll be Wheat, Frias, and Erie. Dalton Wheat leads things off here. Wheat is 0 for 2 today with a strikeout. Lauk's Wheat first pitch is a strike zone right in the belt zone. No swing, 0-1. Just watching John Mazzarelli's reaction. I think he's trying to figure out why we're not swinging at these first pitches that have been right there. And there's another one right there that doesn't leave Wheat's shoulder, and he's behind 0-2. Bear Lauk's throwing a lot of first pitch strikes today that have been right in the hammer zone. The 0-2 to Wheat is in the same spot. Must have just barely missed. It's now 1-2. And thankfully so it missed, as Dalton Wheat is deadly if he allowed to get him on. Infield playing at a shift. Poso guarding the line, and Pulfer playing right behind the second base bag. Wheat fouls that off. It will remain 1-2. The 1-2 count to Wheat. And Wheat will go down swinging, drop third strike. He hustles down the line, but he's still tossed out by Zane Chavez. John Mazzarelli goes out to talk to the umpire, and they will converge, and I'm not truly sure what is happening. So I've yet to notice an anomaly. Maz doesn't look happy directly below me. Not sure at all what the umpires could be talking about. The umpire still signals out, as it wasn't a close play at the bag. I guess I'll just go with it. Vladimir Frias comes on now. Frias is 1 for 2 with a single. Last time we saw him in the 5th. He was then hitting the back of the head by a throw to third. Thankfully, he's still in the game and fine. And he is thrown out at home on a wonderful play by Alvaro Rondon. First pitch is a fastball just outside, 1-0. Vladimir Frias lines that sharply to Poso. Poso drops on it, but steps on the bag for the quick second out. That'll open the door for Brian Erie. The T-Bones backstop is 1 for 2 today, singling last time we saw him in the 5th. First pitch to Erie is a breaking ball that's just outside, 1-0. The few Lemurs fans that are here disagree, but I'm going to love every second of it. 1-1 count now to Erie as that fastball finds the zone. Erie fouls it back again, 1-2. This game has moved right along, I should say. So we're here at the top of the 7th. About an hour and a half into the game. 1-2 is popped straight in the air and foul and out of play. Others will stay here, 1-2. Erie now grounds that swiftly to Valera at third. Erie charging hard, pushes the ball out of Poso's glove, and now Poso with yet another defensive blunder after the weird throw from Valera. He still could have made the play. Erie is on at the single as Poso tried to lay down the tag, but Erie pushes his out. Ball pops straight in the air, and Erie is on with 2 down. Be curious to know how they rule that. I'm sure they'll rule that an error here in Laredo, as they're ever so favoritism about it. From preliminary looks, it looks like they're going to rule that a hit. Pete Incavilio come out and talk to his pitcher. Can't be saying anything too bad, as he's thrown a magnificent game. Do have some action stirring in the Laredo bullpen. I can't tell who it is because I can't really see in there. Just from the reaction of everybody, you can see somebody moving around. Sergio Leon steps in the box now for the T-Bones. He reached on the fielder's choice in the 5th. He's 0 for 2 today. First pitch to Leon is low in the zone, 1-0. Sergio Leon has had 8 at-bats this season with runners on base. He's batting 125 with no RBIs. Next pitch is a breaking ball that finds the inner half, and the count is now even at 1. As that knuckle curve was clocked in at 70 miles an hour. One from Leon. He's swinging at one of the letters. Erie runs, and he is thrown out by a mile by Chavez. That'll end the inning, as the T-Bones still trail 1-0 through 6.5 here on the T-Bones Broadcast Network.
It's always good to know that great doctors are close by. In fact, the great doctors of Providence Medical Center are right down the street from the ballpark at 89th and Parallel. Count on Providence when you need 24/7 emergency services, an accredited chest pain center, or specialized orthopedic and sports medicine services. Providence Medical Center is proud to be the official healthcare partner of the T-Bones. Learn more at providencekc.com.
At Community America, we're redefining wealth. It's time to focus on what really fills our lives with meaning. The experiences and relationships that define who we are and what we value. At Community America, what matters to you matters to us. Because when you have financial peace of mind, you can live life to the fullest. Make today wealthy.
I loved when the ice cream truck came around as a kid. The familiar music and the cool treats on a hot summer afternoon.
What's your happy place?
Have a Frosty Treats ice cream truck at your next corporate or private party. FrostyTreats.com.
Welcome back to the T-Bones Broadcast Network. This is Sam King filling in for Nathan Moore. Jared Messer will head back out there as the T-Bones still trail 1-0. He's looking for a little bit of run support. Just a little bit is all he needs, as he gave up a solo home run way back in the first inning to Cesar Valera. You'll see the 5, 6, 7 hitters for the Lemurs. Elsewhere in the American Association, Lincoln leads Texas 10-1 in the top of the 8th at Lincoln. Sioux City at Winnipeg. Winnipeg's leading 9-1 in the top of the 4th. Gary at Fargo. Fargo's leading 4-2 in the top of the 6th. St. Paul is hosting Sioux Falls, and they lead 6-0 in the bottom of the 5th. And then Joplin is at Wichita. Wichita leads that one 2-1 in the top of the 6th. First pitch to Zane Chavez is low, 1-0. Chavez will foul the next pitch back, and now the count is even at 1. Chavez does send the next pitch out to right field. Dalton Wheat tracking it. It's off the wall. Chavez rounds first. Wheat strong throw. Just barely behind Chavez. Frias lays the tag on him, but he's in there with a leadoff double to get things started here in the 7th. J.D. Pulford steps in now for the Lemurs. Pulford is 0 for 2. He grounded into a double play in the 2nd. He comes on now to the runner on 2nd. And no one out. I wouldn't be surprised if he shows bunt here. First pitch, he comes up hacking and sends it out to deep left center. And it looks like it's going to be off the wall. Tyson Gillies grabs it. Chavez couldn't tell what was going to happen, so he stayed at 2nd. And it'll be runners on 2nd and 3rd. With no one down. Back-to-back doubles put the T-Bones in trouble. And Brian Erie will come out and talk to his pitcher. J.D. Pulford thought that was a home run. I just saw the replay, and it definitely was not. And now Bill Sobey will come out and talk to Messer. I'll be right back with these short messages from our sponsors here on the T-Bones Broadcast Network.
At Community America, we're redefining wealth. It's time to focus on what really fills our lives with meaning. The experiences and relationships that define who we are and what we value. At Community America, what matters to you matters to us. Because when you have financial peace of mind, you can live life to the fullest. Make today wealthy.
I loved when the ice cream truck came around as a kid, the familiar music and the cool treats on a hot summer afternoon.
What's your happy place?
Have a Frosty Treats ice cream truck at your next corporate or private party. FrostyTreats.com.
Welcome back to the T-Bones Broadcast Network. This is Sam King filling in for Nathan Moore. The Lemurs have runners on 2nd and 3rd with no one out here in the bottom of the 7th as they lead 1-0. Abel Nieves comes on now. Nieves has not officially recorded an at-bat as he's walked in his previous 2 today. As far as he's reached, of course, is first base. Nieves did have an RBI in yesterday's action, and the first pitch is called strike. He's behind 0-1. He's not happy with it. He tosses his bat in the air and steps out. Middle infield playing back, corner infield guarding the lines. As Brian Erie blocks the breaking pitch from Messer. We're now even at 1. The Beard, Jared Messer, comes set and fires home. Called strike on the outer half, and he's got Nieves where he wants him, 1-2. Strikeout would be monstrous here. So we have action in the T-Bones bullpen. 1-2 from Messer, fired home, just inside. We're now even at 2. Erie blocking it beautifully. That ball is absolutely fired in there at 89 miles an hour. A ground ball could make things interesting. A fly ball to either corner could make it fun. With Gillies and Wheat having huge arms, and Jared Messer strikes Nieves out swinging for the clutch first out. That brings up Jesus Poso. Poso is 0 for 2 today, striking out swinging. Last time we saw him in the 5th. Talked to Poso a few times, and he wants to be called Panda. If you look at him, you see why. First pitch strike to Poso as he swings and just sticks his bat in the zone and comes up empty. The 0-1 to Poso coming at you. And Poso sends it out to center field. Massey retreating. That's going to be off the wall. That scores both runs. Poso with the double to score 2 and clear the bases. As Jesus Poso picks up the 3rd double of the inning. This one scoring 2. Jared Messer immediately focusing on the next pitcher, Alvaro Rondon, who was 0 for 2 today with a strikeout swinging. Before that 2-run double by Poso, Rondon and Poso's stat lines were exactly identical. As Poso grounded out to second base in the 2nd inning, and then Rondon did it to lead off in the 3rd, and then they both struck out swinging in the 5th. So obviously Rondon is 0 for 2 today. Rondon has been hurting the T-Bones in this entire series. And John Mazzarelli will come out and talk. We'll have a new pitcher coming into the game. Jared Messer not happy with it, as he wanted to face Rondon and will not. We'll be right back after these messages from our sponsors here on the T-Bones Broadcast Network.
It's always good to know that great doctors are close by. In fact, the great doctors of Providence Medical Center are right down the street from the ballpark at 89th and Parallel. Count on Providence when you need 24/7 emergency services, an accredited chest pain center, or specialized orthopedic and sports medicine services. Providence Medical Center is proud to be the official healthcare partner of the T-Bones. Learn more at providencekc.com.
At Community America, we're redefining wealth. It's time to focus on what really fills our lives with meaning. The experiences and relationships that define who we are and what we value. At Community America, what matters to you matters to us. Because when you have financial peace of mind, you can live life to the fullest. Make today wealthy.
I loved when the ice cream truck came around as a kid, the familiar music and the cool treats on a hot summer afternoon.
What's your happy place?
Have a Frosty Treats ice cream truck at your next corporate or private party. FrostyTreats.com.
Country Inn & Suites in Village West is the official hotel of the KC T-Bones. We conveniently share the parking lot with the stadium and offer access to the best shopping and entertainment. Enjoy a comfortable stay with top-notch services and amenities. Start your day off right with our Be Our Guest breakfast. Our exceptional service makes Country Inn & Suites the ideal hotel in KC for anyone traveling for business or pleasure. Stay with us on your next trip and we'll have you saying, I love this country. Book today at countryinns.com/Kansas City KS.
I loved when the ice cream truck came around as a kid, the familiar music and the cool treats on a hot summer afternoon.
What's your happy place?
Have a Frosty Treats ice cream truck at your next corporate or private party. FrostyTreats.com.
It's always good to know that great doctors are close by. In fact, the great doctors of Providence Medical Center are right down the street from the ballpark at 89th and Parallel. Count on Providence when you need 24/7 emergency services, an accredited chest pain center, or specialized orthopedic and sports medicine services. Providence Medical Center is proud to be the official healthcare partner of the T-Bones. Learn more at providencekc.com.
Welcome back to the T-Bones Broadcast Network. Evan DeLuca comes in to pitch for Jared Messer. Messer is still responsible for Poso on second. First batter that Messer will face is a switch hitting Rondon, who switches to the right side of the plate. And he falls behind 0-1. The lefty, DeLuca, pitched in the first game of this series and threw a perfect inning of relief. So he's continuing his tear with a 2.93 ERA, record of 1-1 in 22 appearances, 27 and 2/3 innings pitched. He struck out 28 while walking 15, and he fools Rondon on a breaking ball, and twists him around, and Rondon's behind 0-2. DeLuca fires the 0-2. Rondon grounds to Frias, and shortstop grounds out to shortstop for the second out. For the first game of this series, the T-Bones are holding Rondon in check. So he's 0 for 3 today. But that brings the top of the lineup, Drew Martinez, who's also 0 for 3, to the dish. Jesus Poso advanced to third, but with 2 down, the double play is no longer in order. First pitch from DeLuca is fouled back by Martinez, 0-1. The 0-1 from DeLuca now coming home, and Martinez fouls it back, and Evan DeLuca has some toy time as he's ahead 0-2. Here comes the 0-2. And Evan DeLuca sends Drew Martinez down on 3 swinging strikes for the final out as Kansas City now trails 3-0 through 7 complete here on the T-Bones Broadcast Network.
It's always good to know that great doctors are close by. In fact, the great doctors of Providence Medical Center are right down the street from the ballpark at 89th and Parallel. Count on Providence when you need 24/7 emergency services, an accredited chest pain center, or specialized orthopedic and sports medicine services. Providence Medical Center is proud to be the official healthcare partner of the T-Bones. Learn more at providencekc.com.
At Community America, we're redefining wealth. It's time to focus on what really fills our lives with meaning. The experiences and relationships that define who we are and what we value. At Community America, what matters to you matters to us. Because when you have financial peace of mind, you can live life to the fullest. Make today wealthy.
I loved when the ice cream truck came around as a kid, the familiar music and the cool treats on a hot summer afternoon.
What's your happy place?
Have a Frosty Treats ice cream truck at your next corporate or private party. FrostyTreats.com.
Country Inn and Suites in Village West is the official hotel of the KC T-Bones. We conveniently share the parking lot with the stadium and offer access to the best shopping and entertainment. Enjoy a comfortable stay with top-notch services and amenities. Start your day off right with our Be Our Guest breakfast. Our exceptional service makes Country Inn and Suites the ideal hotel in KC for anyone traveling for business or pleasure. Stay with us on your next trip and we'll have you saying, I love this country. Book today at countryinns.com/Kansas City KS.
I loved when the ice cream truck came around as a kid, the familiar music and the cool treats on a hot summer afternoon.
What's your happy place?
Have a Frosty Treats ice cream truck at your next corporate or private party. FrostyTreats.com.
Welcome back to the T-Bones Broadcast Network. The T-Bones trail 3-0 as we head to the 8th inning. We have a new pitcher into the game for Laredo, Luis Polarena. First batter he'll face is Sergio Leon. Leon is 0 for 2 today. He reached on a fielder's choice in the 5th. First pitch to Leon is a called strike, 0-1. Polarena did pitch last night in 1 inning relief. He gave up a hit, and that was the only other stat line. Leon goes low for one swing, and he's behind 0-2. Polarena comes into this appearance 2-0 on the season with an ERA of 2.46. In 5 appearances, 7 1/3 innings pitched. He struck out 3 and has yet to walk anybody. Next pitch is in the dirt. Leon lets it go by, 1-2. The day is officially done for Barrett Laux as Sergio Leon fouls it off. Laux' final stat line is 7 innings pitched, 6 hits, no runs, 2 walks, and 6 strikeouts. As I'm sure everybody down in the T-Bones dugout is more than happy that he's gone. But that brings in Luis Polarena, who once played in the College World Series with Mississippi State University. The native of Laredo, Texas, comes set and fires home and gets Leon swinging for the first out. Polarena was born and raised in Laredo, Texas. A 25-year-old attended United High School, which is here in Laredo. Then he was drafted by the Texas Rangers in the 23rd round of the 2013 draft out of Mississippi State. Last season, he did play here in Laredo. And he went 5-4 during that time with a 3.90 ERA. He made 11 starts, 36 total appearances, a 94 2/3 innings pitch. He struck out 61 while walking 30. First pitch to Gillies is in the dirt, but called strike, and Gillies shakes his head in disbelief. As anybody that knows anything about baseball would know that's a ball. Apparently Jerry Martinez does not know when the dirt kicks up. It's a ball. Tyson Gillies swings at a breaking pitch, clocked in at 70 miles an hour, comes up empty, and he's behind 0-2. Polarena delivers home, and it's outside, 1-2. That ball is in the dirt, Mr. Martinez. How do you rule that? Polarena also spent part of this season in the Mexican League. He did not as hot there in 22 appearances. He had a 14.4 ERA and only 10 innings pitched. I think I read that yesterday and something didn't make sense, and now I know why. It's now a 2-2 count to Gillies. 2-2, Gillies rolls it over to first, and Poso will take care of it on his own for the quick second out. That opens the door for Brett Wiley, who was 1 for 3 today with a double in the first. Wiley continuing his tear through the American Association. Needs to come up big here as the T-Bones trail with 4 more outs to go with the bat in their hands. First pitch to Wiley is low, 1-0. Wiley does lead the team in hitting with an average of .335. He also has 4 home runs and 26 RBIs to go along with that. Wiley shatters the bat and sends it out to Poso, who also grabs the ball on the L3 as Polarena comes in and sends the T-Bones down in order. We'll head to the bottom of the 8th with the T-Bones trailing 3-0 here on the T-Bones Broadcast Network.
It's always good to know that great doctors are close by. In fact, the great doctors of Providence Medical Center are right down the street from the ballpark at 89th and Parallel. Count on Providence when you need 24/7 emergency services, an accredited chest pain center, or specialized orthopedic and sports medicine services. Providence Medical Center is proud to be the official healthcare partner of the T-Bones. Learn more at providencekc.com.
At Community America, we're redefining wealth. It's time to focus on what really fills our lives with meaning. The experiences and relationships that define who we are and what we value. At Community America, what matters to you matters to us. Because when you have financial peace of mind, you can live life to the fullest. Make today wealthy.
I loved when the ice cream truck came around as a kid, the familiar music and the cool treats on a hot summer afternoon.
What's your happy place?
Have a Frosty Treats ice cream truck at your next corporate or private party. FrostyTreats.com.
Country Inn & Suites in Village West is the official hotel of the KC T-Bones. We conveniently share the parking lot with the stadium and offer access to the best shopping and entertainment. Enjoy a comfortable stay with top-notch services and amenities. Start your day off right with our Be Our Guest breakfast. Our exceptional service makes Country Inn & Suites the ideal hotel in KC for anyone traveling for business or pleasure. Stay with us on your next trip and we'll have you saying, I love this country. Book today at countryinns.com/Kansas City KS.
I loved when the ice cream truck came around as a kid, the familiar music and the cool treats on a hot summer afternoon.
What's your happy place?
Have a Frosty Treats ice cream truck at your next corporate or private party. FrostyTreats.com.
Heathwood Oil Company was the first independently owned oil company in Kansas City, and they're now one of the oldest continuously family-owned oil companies in the Midwest, featuring Citgo lubricants. With a current bulk storage capacity of over 250,000 gallons, they have the products you need. Let Heathwood and Citgo design a Citgo lubricants program to reduce costs and increase production. Call 913-321-1764 or email sales@heathwoodoil.com. Heathwood and Citgo, your lubrication specialist since 1926.
Welcome back to the T-Bones Broadcast Network. This is Sam King filling in for Nathan Moore. We have a new pitcher into the game for the T-Bones. It's Brett Zawacki. That closes the door on Evan DeLuca. He pitched 2/3 of an inning of relief and struck out a batter in what was perfect. First pitch from Zawacki to Valera is outside, 1-0. Brett Zawacki comes into this game with an ERA of 8.26 and 28 in the third innings pitched. He is 0 for 3 on the season with 28 strikeouts and 16 walks. Next pitch from the hard-throwing righty is a fastball that finds the zone at evens the count at 1. It'll be a 2-1 count now as Zawacki is just touch outside. Flair lines that not that hard past Leone. And Valera is on with a leadoff single, his third hit of the game. Ty Morrison comes on now for Laredo. Morrison is 0 for 3 today. First pitch from Zawacki. Morrison shows bunt, but it's in there anyways, 0-1. Zawacki is a 27-year-old from LaSalle, Illinois. He went to LaSalle Peru Township High School. And he was drafted out of there by the St. Louis Cardinals in the 12th round in 2007. Zawacki has spent time in the Florida Marlins organization, St. Louis Cardinals, and Miami Marlins. Zawacki checks on the runner at first. He's back standing. And his last season in affiliated ball was in 2012 in rookie ball with the Marlins, where in 4 1/3 innings of relief, he struck out 4 and walked 1. Allowing only 2 hits and no runs. Morrison fouls that back behind the plate, and Zawacki's ahead 0-2. Last season, Zawacki was in the Frontier League with Gateway, where he was 4-1 with an ERA of 1.99. Picking up 5 saves along the way in 22 2/3 innings pitched. He struck out 27 while walking 6. The 0-2 is high. Brian Erie thought that Valera was going to run. Valera already has a stolen base in this game. Valera does not go, and the count's now 1-2. Valera does go this time. Erie comes up firing, loses the ball in his glove, and Valera picks up his second stolen base of the game. The first steal of the game, Brian Erie wasn't sure if Valera was going to go, and I think he was kind of startled when he was, and he didn't even pop out of his stance. Second time around, he comes up out of his stance perfectly, but loses the ball in his mitt, or he gets stuck, one of the two. Either way, Cesar Valera picks up another stolen base, and now evens his caught stealing and stolen base at 3. So he's been caught 3 times, and that makes his third, his second of the game. 2-2 count to Morrison. Zawacki comes set, fires it home. Morrison fouls it off to stay alive with the count even at 2. Wacky to Morrison, 2-2. Morrison pops it straight up, looking like it might tail out of play. Leon still tracking it. It's going to be close. Zawacki with a beautiful grab over the railing of the dugout. Ball popped out of his glove at first, but he brings it right back in for the magnificent catch that he takes away from Leon. Leon couldn't find it. Zawacki ranges over, shows off his athleticism and speed, and takes care of it on his own. Not often to get it right, a P1 in the box score, but Zawacki needs the outs. Might as well do it himself. That opens the door for Dennis Phipps, who was 1 for 3 today. The single, clear back in the first. First pitch to Phipps is outside, 1-0. I asked Phipps what his career highlight would be. Said back in 2013 when he was part of the Louisville Bats, which is the AAA Louisville Bats. Don't want anybody from Louisville coming to find me. Phipps is now even at 1. He said that his highlight was with the AAA affiliate for the Cincinnati Reds, the Louisville Bats, where he hit a walk-off grand slam to win a regular season game. I guess it'd be hard to beat that. Zlacki fires home to Phipps, who fouls it back, and Phipps is behind, now 1-2. Phipps does have a major league home run during his time with the Cincinnati Reds. He did that in 2012, the only time that he saw time in the major leagues. A 1-2 to Phipps is way high. It's about halfway up the screen and behind the plate. That had to have come out of Zlacki's arm. Way different. That's something I've never seen with a count even at 2. That ball looked like Zlacki was trying to throw a football 40 yards down the field. Here comes the 2-2, and Phipps lines it out to center field. Massey finds it and brings it in. Valera retreats back to second. Zane Chavez steps into the box now for Laredo. First pitch to Chavez is outside, 1-0. As they're going to put Chavez on intentionally now. On deck for Laredo is J.D. Pulfer. I was going to ask why. I'm curious why they're going to do this. But I understand now, looking down at the box score, Chavez is 2 for 3 today with a run scored. And Chavez walks intentionally. And Bill Selby will come out and talk strategy with Zlacki. We'll be right back into these short messages from our sponsors on the T-Bones Broadcast Network.
Heathwood Oil Company was the first independently owned oil company in Kansas City, and they're now one of the oldest continuously family-owned oil companies in the Midwest, featuring Citgo lubricants. With a current bulk storage capacity of over 250,000 gallons, they have the products you need. Let Heathwood and Citgo design a Citgo lubricants program to reduce cost and increase production. Call 913-321-1764 or email sales@heathwoodoil.com. Heathwood and Citgo, your lubrication specialist since 1926.
Welcome back to the T-Bones Broadcast Network. This is Sam King filling in for Nathan Moore. It'll be J.D. Pulfer, the right-handed batter, going up against the right-handed pitcher Brett Zlacki, and now it makes more sense of why they intentionally walked the left-handed hitter Zane Chavez. First pitch to Pulfer, he goes low in the zone and comes up empty, 0-1. The 0-1 to Pulfer as Zlacki comes set. Fastball in the dirt gets past Erie. Both runners advance to second and third with 2 down. They advance on the wild pitch from Zlacki. Pulfer is 1 for 3 today with the run scored. He did the 1 and the run scored in the last last inning when he doubled and then came around to score thanks to a 2-run double by Jesus Pozo. 1-1 count to Pulfer. And Pulfer launches that to left field, sky high about a mile for Tyson Gillies. And he brings it in and excitedly throws it back in. That's still the third out. As Laredo gets a run, 2 runners on, 1 hit. They leave them both on base. And the T-Bones are coming up for their final 3 outs in regulation time. Trailing 3-0 here on the T-Bones Broadcast Network.
It's always good to know that great doctors are close by. In fact, the great doctors of Providence Medical Center are right down the street from the ballpark at 89th and Parallel. Count on Providence when you need 24/7 emergency services, an accredited chest pain center, or specialized orthopedic and sports medicine services. Providence Medical Center is proud to be the official healthcare partner of the T-Bones. Learn more at providencekc.com.
At Community America, we're redefining wealth. It's time to focus on what really fills our lives with meaning. The experiences and relationships that define who we are and what we value. At Community America, what matters to you matters to us. Because when you have financial peace of mind, you can live life to the fullest. Make today wealthy.
I loved when the ice cream truck came around as a kid, the familiar music and the cool treats on a hot summer afternoon.
What's your happy place?
Have a Frosty Treats ice cream truck at your next corporate or private party. FrostyTreats.com.
Country Inn & Suites in Village West is the official hotel of the KC T-Bones. We conveniently share the parking lot with the stadium and offer access to the best shopping and entertainment. Enjoy a comfortable stay with top-notch services and amenities. Start your day off right with our Be Our Guest breakfast. Our exceptional service makes Country Inn & Suites the ideal hotel in KC for anyone traveling for business or pleasure. Stay with us on your next trip and we'll have you saying, I love this country. Book today at countryinns.com/Kansas City KS.
Welcome back to the T-Bones Broadcast Network. This is Sam King filling in for Nathan Moore. With the T-Bones coming up to the top of the ninth, trailing 3-0. Jake Blackwood will get things started. First pitch across from Paul Arena to Blackwood. Trailing 3-0. I guess this is the 3 guys you want up. Blackwood, Gallus, and Massey all do up. Next pitch, Blackwood goes low and comes up empty. He's behind 0-2. Arena comes set again, and Blackwood fouls it off with the defensive swing. That was very low at 74 miles an hour, just trying to stay alive in this ever so important game. This 4-game series, if the score stays, Kansas City will not win their 5th straight series. They won 4 straight. This would be the important one as Blackwood fouls it back again and stays alive. 0-2. The score stays the same. Jared Messer is on the hook for the loss as Blackwood grounds that hard out to Pulfer behind the second base bag. He hits it right into shift, and Pulfer finds over to Pozo for what is the routine first out. Anthony Gallus makes his way to the box now. Gallus is 0 for 3 after grounding into 2 double plays today. First pitch to Gallus is right in the sweet spot, called strike. That's 74 miles an hour. He's behind, no balls, 1 strike. Fastball in the outer half. Gallus leaves alone. The count is even at 1. Gallus lines that right back up the middle, right into the shifter. Pulfer's waiting behind the bag again. The T-Buds are down to their final out. Still trailing by 3, opening the door for Tyler Massey. Massey's 0 for 3 today with 2 strikeouts. If the score remains the same, Barrett Laux is on the hold for the win. Jared Nesser would take the loss, and Luis Polareno would pick up the 6-out save. First pitch to Massey is low, 1-0. The next pitch finds the zone, and the count's now even at 1 to Massey. To be blunt, it looks bleak for the T-Bones. The next pitch is way inside, almost hits Massey. Gets out of the way in time. He's ahead 2-1. Massey lines that out to center field. Drew Martinez will wait on it and squeeze it for the final out as the T-Bones are shut out today as they lose 3-0. Jared Messer will take the loss in a game that really you hate to see a guy take a loss in this important matchup. Picks up his first loss of the season, dropping his record to 3-1. Barrett Laux picks up the win and then improves his record to 3-1. Luis Polareno will pick up the save. And that is Polareno's first save of the season. Be right back after these messages from our sponsors with a full post game here on the T-Bones Broadcast Network.
No matter how large or small your digging project may be, no matter how urban or rural, you must always call 811 before any digging project. 811 is our national one-call number, alerting your local utility companies to come out and mark any lines they have near your dig site. So before you do this or this, make sure you do this. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811, brought to you by Common Ground Alliance.
It's always good to know that great doctors are close by. In fact, the great doctors of Providence Medical Center are right down the street from the ballpark at 89th and Parallel. Count on Providence when you need 24/7 emergency services, an accredited chest pain center, or specialized orthopedic and sports medicine services. Providence Medical Center is proud to be the official healthcare partner of the T-Bones. Learn more at providencekc.com.
Welcome back to the T-Bones Broadcast Network. This is Sam King filling in for Nathan Moore. The T-Bones get shut out today in the third game of this 4-game series. Picking up the win for Laredo, I know I just said it, was Barrett Laux. He's now 3-1 in the season after he threw 7 scoreless innings, giving up 6 hits, 2 walks, and 6 strikeouts. Luis Polareno picks up his first save after going 2 innings, not allowing a hit, run, or a walk, and striking out 1. Jared Messer takes the loss, dropping his record to 3-1. He pitched 6 1/3, giving up 7 hits, 3 runs. All 3 were earned. He walked 2 and also struck out 3. Evan DeLuca came in and pitched a 2/3 of an inning, and he pitched perfectly, striking out 1. Brett Zawacki then came in and pitched an inning. He surrendered a hit, and that was it. As neither team played poorly today. Jared Messer and the T-Bones just couldn't pick up the run support they were looking for. The top hitter for Kansas City today was out of the 8 hole. That was Brian Erie, going 2 for 3 today. Not much can be said in the shutout. Laredo, they had a whole bunch of bats working for him. Most notably, Cesar Valera went 3 for 4 with a home run and an RBI with a 1 run scored. St. Chavez also went 2 for 3 with a run scored. And J.D. Pulfer also went 1 for 4 with a run scored. And Jesus Pozo went 1 for 3 with 2 RBIs. This drops Kansas City's overall record to 23-29, raises Laredo's to 31-22. Elsewhere in the American Association, Lincoln picks up the win over the Texas Airhogs. They won that one 10-1. Sioux City is playing out Winnipeg. That game's still going on at the top of the 6th. Winnipeg still in control, 13-2. Gary is playing at Fargo in that tightly contested matchup. Fargo leading 4-3. The St. Paul and Sioux Falls are in the bottom of the 8th. That's St. Paul. St. Paul leads 6-0. And Joplin is playing at Wichita in the bottom of the 8th. Wichita leads 3-2, as I'm sure everybody in the Lemurs organization will be watching that game closely. We'll be here tomorrow at 7:05 for the final game in this 4-game series, and we'll hit the road for Joplin for a 3-game weekend series. We'll have an off day on Monday, and then off to Lincoln to play the Salt Dogs in that ever so important Central Divisional matchup. Kansas City will look to get back on track. They hope to not lose this 4-game series. They have no shot of winning it now as they're behind 2-1 in this 4-game. A split would do wonders against the wild card leading Laredo Lemurs. We'll be back here tomorrow at the same time, like I said, at 7:05. I'll be on the call for that, as I will throughout Joplin as well. Sorry you'll have to hear my voice just a little bit longer. Nathan Moore will take you through Lincoln, so at least you'll be treated to that. It's been a pleasure calling this for you. This T-Bone shutout. The T-Bones lose 3-0. This is Sam King signing off and telling you to stay safe out there.
This game on the T-Bones Broadcast Network was brought to you by Community America Credit Union, Austin's Trailers and Motorsports, Budweiser, Coca-Cola, Price Chopper, Providence Medical Center, the Kansas Lottery, FlyKCI.com, Roma Bakery, Sheet Metal Local Number 2, and Kissick Construction. Tune in online all season to the T-Bones Broadcast Network. Click on the Watch Live or Listen Live buttons at tbonesbaseball.com. T-Bones Baseball, that's fun. Well done.